Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching His truth that's going on around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Atazawan Bayath. I'm just going to bring a short, quick lesson. Okay? Being that it is that the wicked are out here celebrating, okay, a free day for the corporation of the USA, okay? So, reading this article from the New York Times about mass shootings and deaths on July 4th, all right? And the biggest one, the biggest newsworthy one, if you will, is in Highland Park, which is an upscale portion of Chicago, the city of Chicago, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But anyway, we'll read this lesson and just grab a few scriptures, man, because we knew through the Spirit that this was coming, okay? That and that this is the murder, okay? The killing that's going to go on, okay? The temperatures are high. It's real hot. People are frustrated, all right? And there are those who are going on with life, acting as if everything is okay, so they want to celebrate, all right? And then you had somebody come out there to this parade and begin to shoot and kill, okay? And the Lord is pouring out, His Spirit upon the earth now, man. He's visiting the earth. And He's bringing forth all kinds of judgments, okay, in all kind of various different ways. You see, not your just garden variety, Jake, going around doing something he shouldn't do. I mean, this is just coming from different areas, different ways, all right? So let's read this article and get a few scriptures and shut it down. All right, so this says here, this comes from the New York Times. It says, attack at Highland Park was not the only shooting over a violent holiday weekend, you see. And they've been celebrating ever since, Friday? Okay, here it is, Monday. And I can hear these people out here now still firing off fireworks. Okay? So anyway, it says here, the attack, Slovakia, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Like I said, sometimes this thing just acts up. The attack at the Highland Park 4th of July parade was the largest and highest profile shooting, but far from the only one over the holiday weekend. And I think there were shootings all over the country, really. All right. It was one of two mass shootings in the Chicago region alone on Monday. Less than 12 hours earlier, 5 people were injured in a shooting on Chicago's South Side. Okay. The Highland Park shooting stood out in its size, at least 3 dozen injured, its deadliness at least 6 killed, and its location, a wealthy suburb that does not often experience such violence. See? So it was a so-called good neighborhood, as they like to say, as the Edomites like to say when they get on the news. Stuff like this doesn't happen around here, right? But it was part of a pattern, the brutal ubiquity of gun violence in a nation with more firearms than people. And this highlighted thing is just bugging, going crazy. All right, going on. As of early Monday morning, at least 57 people have been shot in Chicago over the 4th of July weekend, 9 of them fatally, according to NBC Chicago. That did not include the toll from the Highland Park shooting outside the city. 10 hours before, a gunman opened fire at a 4th of July parade in Highland Park, where the median household income is nearly $150,000 and more than 80% of the population is white, with a large Jewish community. 5 people were shot around midnight on Monday in Parkway Gardens, a housing complex in a Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood where the median household income is less than $30,000 and more than 90% of the population is black, as they say. Okay, it's where Jake lives. Okay, the 5 victims, all male, were transported to local hospitals. 17-year-old shot in the arm, a 19-year-old shot in the leg, a 24-year-old shot in the knee and thigh, a 30-year-old shot in the lower back and side, and a man unknown age shot in the leg, according to Chicago Police Department. No arrests were made, and the perpetrators has not been identified, the police said. That's typical. The shooting was first reported by local news outlets, including Chicago Sun-Times. Okay. Nationwide, the Gun Violence Archives, a tracking project that defines mass shootings as those in which at least 4 people are killed or injured, has counted 309 so far this year. Okay, 309 mass shootings. 4 of them happened on Monday. Beyond Highland Park in Chicago, 4 people were injured in a shooting in Kansas City, Missouri, and 6 were injured in a shooting in Richmond, Virginia. Before that, there were mass shootings over the weekend in Mullins, South Carolina, Tacoma, Washington, Manassas, Virginia, Clinton, North Carolina, Hold'em City, Texas, and New York City. Okay? So anyway, you can go out there. I'm sure there's other outlets that's covering this thing that happened in Chicago. But hey, man, that's the time that we're living in, okay? And we keep warning and warning and warning, and eventually the warnings are going to play out. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra real quick, chapter 9, and we'll jump right in at the top verse. And it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, and when you have a mass shooter who goes out there, that's an uproar. Okay? Though it be an evil spirit the Lord put on that person, these people are driven out of their minds by the conditions of life now. Okay? Verse 4, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end is manifest, and we are in the end times, and it's manifesting itself in the earth. Okay? This is also 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against another with swords in their hands. And people are going against each other, whether they know them or not, or acquainted with them. This is just what seems to be random acts, people just grabbing hold of firearms and just firing off into a crowd. Okay? One person against another. All right? For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Right? These people are going beyond the desires of what? Their councilmen, their city mayors. Right? They're going against the police, the sheriff. All right? They don't care what they say. They don't care what the laws are concerning carrying firearms, firing, shooting at people, committing murder, injuring people. All right, they could care less what these county or city officials have to say. Okay, they're taking matters into their own hands, as it were. All right. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And you got a lot of men that are afraid now. Okay, they're even afraid to go out of the house because they don't know if they're going to come back. You know, because of what? So many random acts of violence. Whether you're driving down the street, you know, people are getting into fist fights in grocery stores, in the airports. Okay. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? People are troubled now. And through the Spirit, they can feel that things are going to get worse. They're not going to get better, no matter what the news stories. You know, there's a lot of propaganda out there. They're trying to keep these people, giving these feel-good stories to keep the people calm, but it's not working. Okay? Verse 20, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, and from the east, and Libanus to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power. Right. So all of this is being done, and Babylon the Great is being thrown down for the innocent blood that is shed here of the children of Israel. Okay? So it's nothing but death and destruction that is on the way. This is Revelation 6. We'll read verse 3 and 4, and then I may even jump down a little bit. All right? So verse 3, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? And that's that red horse. It's Esau, Edom, and his system to go around committing all types of wickedness and to take peace from the earth. All right, causing all kinds of problems in the earth. You see? So this is Revelation 6 again, and we jump down to verse 7. Yeah, we just jump in right there, verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the four parts of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So again, that's Esau, Edom, okay, who does nothing but destroy. Everywhere they go, they bring death and hell with them. They go throughout the earth bringing death and hell. You see? And the Lord is fed up with it. And it's time for you to go. All right? Your world, all right? Your government, your financial system, all right? That has done nothing but oppressed, all right? The children of Israel throughout the earth, because we are scattered into all nations. It's on its way down. And the Lord's wrath is coming upon you. Okay? So anyway, with that, I just wanted to get into this real quickly. Didn't want to make this a long lesson at all. All right? So that's going to do it for the lesson. Okay? These mass shootings, yeah, they're coming from the Lord. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone for teaching his truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'll see you all again real soon on another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.